Hi, this is the video for Tuesday, March 2nd for 12th grade English. So today we're continuing our work around false confessions. Yesterday we looked at the Central Park Five. Today we're looking at the general psychology of why would somebody confess to something they didn't do. So to go through that activity on your own, here on the agenda, click on this, interview with an expert. And we didn't read the whole thing or listen to the whole thing because it's a podcast. We only worked through about the first third, so I'm just going to show you where to stop if you choose to read it here, and you can listen if you prefer. The interview was with a PhD in psychology named Saul Kassine, Dr. Kassine, and he talks to us about what motivates people to give false confessions. So you can see here, it starts with 1. He gives the first category of false confessions. And then 2 is here, and then the third type of false confession. So you can stop right here where you get to what happens in internalization is. So we stopped there. And then you can go back over here and learn how to protect yourself against false confessions. So to read this article, I taught students how to skim. And skimming is a really important skill, especially if you're going off to college. We only read the bolded headlines, so we read the headline here, tactics that police use to get a confession, and then here it moves into the read technique. So we skimmed what is the read technique by reading just these bullet points, just these 3. And then we got down to informal questioning, which was so short we couldn't skim it, we had to read it. And then lying, which we read the first half of that paragraph. And that's it. That's skimming. You don't need to read every single piece of an article in order to get the main idea. Then we went back over here and watched this quick scene from YouTube, and I explained what I'll explain here in the video. It's really important to stay balanced as we try to understand this complicated issue. False confessions are real. They happen in 20% of confessions. That's a lot. And it's something that you want to protect yourself from doing. So how can you learn the ways that police might try to extract a confession so that you can protect your own mind from giving a false confession? But here in this scene, we looked at how important police officers are to the work of criminal justice. In this, the civilian who is wronged tries to do the interrogation, and the results are hilarious, but also troubling. If we left it to each other to go after the people that we feel wronged us and to let ourselves be the ones to try to extract a confession, we are so emotionally involved, we cannot do it well, and we might cause a lot of harm. Police officers are trained to stay objective. That doesn't mean that they get it right 100% of the time. The Central Park Five is a very good example of a really bad situation of police work. But most of the time, police officers are trying to stay really professional and objective and extract only true confessions. So we just spent some time thinking about that problem and how we as a society can be fair to both the people who are being accused, but then also to the police force that is there to protect society. And then this article, we did not read it. I used it as an example to show just how careful police officers are in their training about trying to keep themselves from being a part of the extraction of a false confession. So today was a day we looked more into false confessions, what motivates people, human people, to give false confessions, how can we take some of that pressure off the police force and law enforcement and understand it in our own psychology, and then how can we pay attention to some of the ways police officers are trying to get this right. The STEM here is when, although, after people confess to crimes they didn't commit. So as you work through the STEM, you're trying to get through your own understanding of why would somebody do this? Why would somebody give a confession when they didn't do anything wrong? And I leave you with that. Thank you.